Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third-party review. Thanks to the team over at Shozy and Gundamit. Today we're taking a look at what I believe is probably the first offering, at least under this brand name, from WT aka Wonder Trans. This is the WT-01 Ronin. If everything goes according to plan, you will meet in the near future. This is of course based on the IDW interpretation of Drift. Wonderful trans. There we go. Height 21 centimeters. Really nice big solid box. Let's crack him open. And here we have Drift out of his plastic prison. Now I've tried to get his kind of cape on. I've not done an amazing job there at all. The wind's kind of blowing against him. That's the look I've gone for, but it was just a quick up and over to give you all an idea. He comes with 3 swords in total. Obviously they are different styles. I don't know the names. I think one's a katana. I could be completely wrong. And he does come with an additional clip that pegs on that back there, holding that longer sword into place. The cloak has kind of wires along either side, so it can be bent and positioned accordingly. But my goodness me, he looks sensational. My initial impressions of this guy when I got him out, the first thing I did was send a picture to some of my Patreons. I was like, this guy's so much bigger than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be that same sort of size that we got with like the kind of Voyager Drift we've had in the past. Nope, this guy is up there with the Masterpiece figures. So we now have some more Masterpiece IDW inspired figures. I mean, this is basically ripped directly from the comic. He looks superb. Here he is with the cloak detached, holding that sword nicely in front of the chest. I mean, as a standalone feature, just the articulation alone, not many figures you buy that transform can pull off poses like that, can they? Bringing these arms all the way forward, the shoulder pads then rock separately. This needs to be covered back off again. You can just literally move everything in and hide everything off. Really tidies up. Very kind of slender looking piece. It's Drift. Now I don't have many of the IDW, if any, of the IDW inspired Masterpiece figures anymore, although having Drift, I'm kind of feeling a little bit inspired to go out and find them again. Especially the Generation Toys Stealth Bomber Megatron. That was a superb looking piece, and I know that Daban did that KO of the Prime. Yeah, this has really kind of inspired me. It is sublime. We get space on there to stick our Autobot insignias. Now, of course, this coming from Shozy and Gundamit, you do get a selection of stickers in the box. And I mean, this time I actually got some shattered glass ones on there as well. But I'm wondering if, actually, yeah, there'd be a top fit for that. So, thumbnail should have him with the Autobot insignias on. And don't forget, when using Shozy or Gundamit, you get this little card, you get your QR code. If you have any problems at all, scan that QR code and it takes you through to their after sales service. It's one of the best companies I've had the pleasure of working with in terms of customer service. Just want to get up close and personal on that sculpt. That is gorgeous, isn't it? And look at the chest detailing. Plenty of space here for the insignias. Head can look up, down, left and right. There's no quizzical tilting side to side, but we do have that nice kind of robotic motion, I guess. Shoulders can rotate, can come up. This works independently to the shoulders as well, so they can work within the confounds of these pads. There's an upper bicep rotation. There's a double jointed bend on the elbow. You have rotation and pivot on the wrist, so we can really use that when using the sword. And there's 2 points of articulation on those fingers and on the thumb, so they can grip said swords. We do have waist rotation. There is no abdominal crunch from my understanding, because everything is kind of locked away inside that chest. That's where the car kind of folds away to. But we do have hip skirts to the front and rear, allowing for legs to come this far forwards, this far backwards, out to the side all the way, upper thigh rotation in there. Nice bend on that knee, all the way up to a double joint, coming back down and straightening that back off and down to the feet. I don't think we have up and down. I don't want to force it. It looks like the joint should rock forwards and backwards here, but mine's incredibly tight on both feet. So if you look, there's like a roller in here where this is pinned through. I'm not sure. I think it should roll backwards and forward, but we definitely tilt side to side, and we definitely have left and right hip motion on there as well. Left and right is what really kind of does it for me. A lot of characters will have that ankle pivot and we'll have some up and down, but we won't be able to move the actual feet left and right. You have to turn the thigh, and that's of course not always what you want to do. Sometimes you just want to turn just the feet. Doesn't he look sensational? Right, now to get him transformed up, I want to start with the head. You want to lift the head up, and that's going to rotate around so it faces the back. He's got this big chin that kind of gets in the way a little bit. You then want to bring these sections up on the top of those shoulders. These wheel pieces are going to come down, come around to the back. This section separates like so, and this is going to flip around, and we have this tab here. This is going to slide out. This bit here rotates as you slide. This is probably the fiddliest piece because you're sliding this out. So you have to rotate it so it clears here like this, and then that's going to rotate around like so, and that's going to fold over to the back here like this and like this. Coming back round to the front, you want to make sure this hand is flat. It's going to tilt up over the wrist, and basically what you do, you rotate it at the elbow, and coming around where this void is, this is going to come up, and there's space just at the top on this double hinge where the arm folds up and over again. That's just going to sit flat on top, and then we can just rotate this arm all the way up and into this void, allowing this section to then come back around and to close off and tab like so. There we go. Ooh. Come on, play ball. Right, that's tabbed in, and then rotate this section and bring that back up. Ooh. Sliding that in and compressing all of that together. The arms then tilt up, and you've got these tabs here. They release the waist. These tabs rotate outwards and rotate outwards. That now frees up this neck joint here, and then coming around here, this can open up, this can open up, and this now reveals all of the innards. This peg here, just below Drift's head, is on a screw, so this whole section rotates all the way around. So that it now comes up, and Drift's head is now facing the rear end of the vehicle. These pieces then flip upwards, and in doing so we can then free this section here and this section here to come down. And as they come down, these white pieces here just push beyond those tabs like that. So all of this drops down Come on, in you go. There we go. And if you look, that rotating hinge, there's a tab either side. These push and secure in there pretty darn firmly. This untabs and untabs from here. This slides upwards on a sliding hinge, which allows the white section to then slide forwards. So let's just push this up further. Slide, 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 slide. And slide, slide, slide. There we go. That's now beyond. And then this white section here, that also slides on an additional hinge, like so. You have these little door sections that fold out from this back piece. They sit either side, and then we can untab the crotch that comes up. This bit here extends. These are then going to fold down like so, and again on this side fold that down like this. Come around to the other side of the crotch, and this comes up like this. Lots of twists and turns, but it does rotate. These go down like that. The legs are on a separate rotating hinge, so they can just rotate around like this. Side skirts are going to unfold and flip up and just sit up and out of the way for now. And now we're going to tackle these legs. You come around to the front, you can see that the legs are all kind of held together by these retaining tabs. These separate like so, revealing all the inner workings of the leg. The outer tab comes up and folds out of the way. This then comes up, and as this comes up, this bit here is very, very stiff. It's a crazy stiff hinge, so just bear that in mind when we are rotating this section around. It's going to come all the way up and over, and that now frees up space at the back for that section of the leg to be able to come in. The heel spur also then can just fold in, slide that in like so, bring that in, and then slide that back once it's over that hinge. And this is going to slide around like this. This can then come back up, come down to the heel spurs and slide this back so it comes untabbed, and that's going to collapse down like this. This here comes untabbed, and this section here is going to collapse in. So it has got very kind of minimal clearance here. Rotates around like, there we go, like that. And once this is rotated, this can then close down into this void. This is then going to come up, and then if you look here, this is going to collapse down onto this hinge and push, and should, he says, see if this goes up a little bit further so I can lock in on the leg. There we go, there we go, and then push and tab that piece in. These little pieces actually fold in and come back on themselves, and there's a small tab just there. And once you do that, they are basically going to flip around. Thigh guards slide all the way down, so the legs come around to the side like so. Oh, this is starting to get a little bit kerfuddled under here. This is here. These have dropped around. If you look at the top here, these sections come all the way in, and they're going to meet in the middle, and that's going to lock into position and lock in to position. Come on, everything just needs to line up, and these are going to slide, and you've got these retaining tabs here. They're going to line up with this tab here.
Few moments later.
It took ages to get that in. Now, none of the videos or the instructions show you what it looks like on the underside. That is what we're aiming for. So basically, these sit above that waist joint. So when you tuck those in, they'll tab in here at the thighs. There's like a locking tab on this inner thigh piece. And then we've got the wheels that tab into those hip skirts. And that's what we're looking for. It's incredibly tight fit. Still doesn't quite sit how I want it to, but let's just sort out these thrusters now. Let's see if we can sort this without untabbing absolutely everything. 1, 2. There we go. These are going to come over. This is going to come over like this, and that is that. If you're struggling to get these pieces here tabbed in correctly, chances are this piece here is tucked in. Well, I slide it a little bit there, doesn't it? This actually needs to come out and cover off the wheel arch there as well. These are tabbed in either side here. This needs to just make sure that that's pushed in to that center console. And there we have a very awesome drift in his vehicle mode. Need to slide these wheels, slide this wheel down a little bit, like so. Come on, you should roll. That is drifty goodness. Love that kind of thruster. At the back there, a lot of folding and tabbing involved. You just have to make sure these are on the outside and this here is tucked in like so. I would like somewhere for these actual pegs to go in, but for now, I mean, that's gorgeous. And to give you an idea of scale, here he is alongside MP10 and Masterpiece RC, albeit that's the Robot Rose version, but it's the same mold nonetheless. So he is a really good size, glorious figure. Transformation is not fun whatsoever, but both modes are pretty darn solid, and if this is their first figure, then I truly am excited to see what else they can deliver. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I would include a link in the description where this can be purchased. And until next time, for myself and the rest of the Collectables household, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.